Welcome back to Comedy Trap House News. And the first thing I want to say is we are okay. Yes, we are in LA, and I'm getting text messages from folks that are like, the world is ending. What are you doing? We are fine. I don't know what they're reporting to y'all, but we're good. The only thing that's happening here is I just keep playing all rain themed songs. You know, like me, I'm super fly, super duper fly. You got to play rain themed songs. The one I just played before I got here was I saw you in him walking in the rain. Anyway, all right. First of all, welcome back to Comedy Trap House News, and we want to say Happy Black History Month. It is a little late, but that is exactly on color people time. So, welcome. And what we want to do is we want to celebrate Black History Month is a time for us to celebrate African American contributions to the U.S. society, right? And our contributions go from inventions to foods to using seasoning on said foods, all the way down to even like our dances and our culture look, like, you know, the swag surf and the fade. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the fade is now called the Kelsey. And we already talked about everyone reporting Taylor Swift's new dance craze at the Chiefs game. We legitimately can't have shit, because it just don't matter, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm not going to rant, because you know I can get in my bag about this. I'm not going to rant about this. What I'm going to do is just give us a nice quick history on Black History Month. So Carter G. Woodson is the young man that proposed Black History Month. And you go, yeah, we know about this, but here's why. In the month of February, you know, we say it's the shortest month of the year, but in the month of February, the U.S. at the time was celebrating the birthday of Abraham Lincoln and the birthday of Frederick Douglass. They basically February 12th and February 14th. Aquariuses, relax. Okay, because I know what y'all finna do. Y'all just relax. Okay? We're talking about history, not you. So, the celebration, U.S. celebration of Abraham Lincoln's life death was the 12th, which was his birthday. And then during the 14th, African American community at the time was taking the week to celebrate, like, hey, we in here. So the proposal was to increase the celebration time, because he knew if he tried to switch months, they was going to shut that down. And so I think the big thing here is during that time, the entire country, it was almost a national holiday, was February 12th for Abraham Lincoln's birthday. I mean, the Dwights all the way down to the folks that are our hue celebrated this. And so once we took over Black History Month, we also took over Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So yes, we can culturally appropriate too. Gotcha, bitch. Speaking of taking things from white folks, this is one of my favorite moments in Black history. Speaking of taking things from white folks, the 66 Grammys happened on Sunday, and Killer Mike was killing it. All right, listen, first of all the jokes don't work, okay? I'm out here writing. I'm out here trying to gather the pictures. I'm trying to do all the things. They don't always work. We throw them at the wall. We keep it moving. Anyway, after winning 3 awards, Killer Mike was on his roll, and he was led out of the arena in handcuffs. Now, there was all this speculation. The first article was like, he had warrants. And I was like, you don't come on national TV if you got warrants. Like, that's just I can't even post pictures with some of my family members because they know they can't be seen on Facebook. So I knew he didn't have... It's true though. So I knew he had warrants. So I knew it couldn't have been warrants. So basically, we've come, now that the information has been disseminated, we're finding out that there was some sort of altercation backstage between Killer Mike and his crew. And you know, once the security heard Killer Mike, they was like, gotta get his ass. But here's the issue. I've seen an altercation at an award show. Hell, we've all seen an altercation at an award show. And ain't nothing happened but this man receive his award and cry at the end. Cat Williams might be right about these industry plants. Let me not get there. So the real victim of assault this night of the Grammys, though, might have been the Grammy Awards itself and the committee, because Jay-Z was brought up because he was the recipient of the Dr. Dre Impact Award. And I don't mean impact like what Dr. Dre did to D Barnes back in the 90s. I know that was low. That was a low blow. If you're old enough to know what happened, it's a low blow. If you're young enough, if you're not young enough, or if you're too young to know what happened, look it up. I'm not going to tell you here, but low blow. Anyway, Jay-Z went up and received this Dr. Dre Impact Award, and he gave a speech. And then during his speech, of course, he shouted out his wife. He's up there with his daughter, but he shouts out his wife, and he goes, "Hey, Grammys, y'all gotta get it together, because how is Beyonce have the most Grammys ever in the history of Grammydom? Why does she have the most Grammys and she's never won Album of the Year?" All right, and he was like, if we using your criteria, it doesn't make any sense. And he was right. There's legitimately no reason that Beyonce hasn't won Album of the Year. Now, mind you, there's some times where I disagree, but she should have at least had possibly a strong 2 Albums of the Year. But when it comes down to that Album of the Year award, it's very hard to pull it out the hands of the Dwights to put it where it belongs. So after that, Jay-Z then said some other things about people getting robbed and some people not getting robbed. It was crazy. Like, black people, you got to remember, we be in front of the whites sometimes. But he stood 10 toes down for his wife, and that's what's important. Like, he didn't need Kanye to go up there and snatch a moment from someone. He went up there during his speech and did what he was supposed to do. And I wholeheartedly agree. I agree that you should stand on defense for something you believe in. And speaking of that, in MAGA news, there was a convoy of MAGA supporters who was like, we about to ride out. We going down to the border. We're going down to Mexico, the Mexico border, because we got a problem. We got a crisis, and we need to go there, and we need to help the government, because for some reason, some random ass civilians thought that if we go down there, we gonna fix the issue. Anyway, they get down there only to find out it's more of them down there than immigrants. What are you doing? But this goes to show that the idea of whatever rhetoric you want to say to someone, if they don't know, if they don't see, if they have no proof, it's just whether or not they want to believe the numbers, right? And do we have an immigrant issue right now at our border, or an illegal issue? Yes. I will say yes, we do. And I say yes, we do in the terms of, if we as a country are saying we are trying to protect our borders, and then in the same breath saying we are a safe place for you to come, or an asylum, we're having a contradiction of ideologies. And that contradiction of ideologies is what's actually causing the border crisis, right? I'm not going to say we have too many people at the border. I'm not going to say we don't. I'm going to say, based on our ideology, we need to figure out what type of country we really are and what we're trying to do. I just think that is the important aspect of it, because as long as there's confusion, there will be a cluster F word. Now, beyond that, we're dealing with the fact that the image of this is it's all Mexicans and Central Americans, right? And of course, they're coming up from cartels and destabilized governments and just basically death on the streets and whatever. So, but that's not just them, right? Like if you look at the numbers, yes, the numbers are going to be skewed towards Mexico and Central America because that's our southern border. But if you really look at the numbers, the one that's going to kind of glare at you and pop out, it should be Asia. That you have 1.7 million illegal immigrants coming to the southern border of the United States to get in because, one, again, they know it's confusion. And why though? But why? Because they're fleeing from Ukraine, Russia, and these other areas of the country, and they're not getting asylum the right way in or the white way in. So they're coming up through the border and staying in the country illegally. But that's not the conversation. We're not talking about the influx of Asian/whites that are coming into the country up to 1.7 million because, well, you know why. But what we do have is we have like states like New York, which are known to be blue states, implementing programs to help immigrants. Now, this is a Marvin thing. This is not the views of Comedy Trap House News or Comedy Trap House or anyone else. But Marvin believes sometimes you just got to take care of home first, right? Like if you got a leaky ceiling, you probably shouldn't go outside worried about somebody's potholes. This is just a thing that I believe. And so in New York, we're dealing with New York having a $53 million prepaid card, and not the phone cards where you used to call to the little sex hotlines or to the little girl in the country you met on Yahoo. We're talking prepaid cards that they can just go and swipe around to eat, right? And you go, well, that's a good program. And I would counter that with there are 633,000 New York kids that are food insecure. Food insecure means they're missing meals. They're not getting good meals. Hell, ramen noodles and hot dogs might be a good meal for these kids. And I love ramen noodles and hot dogs also, but that's just another me thing. Anyway, so it's always this thing in this country where we aren't taking care of home, right? Like we want to put all these abortion laws to force women to have babies, but then we don't want to support women who need help when they have babies. We got hungry kids that are in our country. We got migrants, illegal or not, that are hungry. But we are fighting wars all over this country. And like Tupac said, they got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Go figure. And more MAGA news. MAGA news. Where you do? Excuse me. So Justin Moan of Levittown, Pennsylvania, allegedly beheaded his father last week, and his dad was Michael Moan, and his son beheaded him. They found him in a house with a machete, decapitated, and his son chilling. Now, the craziest part is Justin Moan went on YouTube and posted it. It was a 14-minute video of him with his father's head ranting about anti-government stuff. And yes, I know that is a terrible picture, but that's the only thing I could visually think of that matches that moment. So his dad works for the government, and he's very anti-government, and the shit is crazy, right? Like, it's baffling to me. Like as a dad, I might be at odds with my son from time to time, but killing? What are we doing? And I think that's kind of the big disconnect in a lot of things, right? Like, listen, man, believe what you want to believe, okay? Believe the earth is flat, right? I don't know. That's one of the things that people like to do. Believe that chemtrails are in the air and they're making us sick. Believe that it's weather. I don't care what you believe. I know there are things that are conspiracies, and I know things are not. And that's part of the beauty of being free, is that you can believe kind of what you want, whether you look like a dumbass or not. But the problem is, when you look at extreme Democrats, right, and extreme Republicans. Extreme Democrats are trying to help everyone. Everyone, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, right? But then the extreme Republican side is creating violent people. All right, so no matter what your belief is, there's something wrong if your extreme belief radicalizes people. If what I say to you makes you want to go out and kill or be violent or, attack the Capitol, I told you, any time we get an opportunity to remind these people of what happened on January 6th, I'm going to take it every single time. It is also the first time we have done it this year in 2024, but we will keep tabs. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. But the producers, I'm sorry, not the producers, the parties, if you're producing something violent, there's something wrong in your rhetoric, and you have to go back and visit what you're actually trying to say and what point you're actually trying to prove. Our last story today, Monique is going to be on Club Shay Shay doing an interview. My God, I cannot wait. Listen, Cat Williams, oh, his interview was polarizing. Oh, but Monique, oh, she finna say some shit. Oh, I cannot wait. I will represent Baltimore through and through. I might throw on my Lamar Jackson jersey because she gonna be throwing whatever Hail Mary in the air she can, and I'm here for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for the re-breaking of the internet when Monique does her thing. All right.
I feel like you need movie snacks.
Listen, dude,
favorite movie snack?
My favorite, Raisinets.
Ooh.
I love me some Raisinets. I do not go to the movie theater without getting a pack of Raisinets. Listen, one, we grew up, below the poverty line, whatever, but we didn't go to the movies regularly, right? Like, it was a rare thing for us to go to the movies. But when we went, wasn't no popcorn, wasn't no Raisinets. Imagine going to a movie once a year and just smelling popcorn and watching people jiggle boxes and hearing shit and the drink and you just there mouth watering, can't even pay attention to the land before time because you hungry and Littlefoot mom's neck now look like a French fry. Anyway, all I'm saying is I go to the movies, I get my popcorn, I get my icy, and I get my Raisinets. Anyway, get your biscuit, get your popcorn, get your biscuits, get whatever you want to see, because Monique's interview is going to be everything you want it to be. Anyway, we're going to hop into the chat. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know. Where we are. Hello. Y'all should be getting some good sleep with all that rain. A little bit. That's funny. Lisa Ann got locked up too. Damn. I didn't even know that. Now listen. Wow. That's when I read that this dude took his dad's head off, I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude.
When was that?
Last week. Yeah. Like, you taking your head off over some government stuff? Like, dude, you got to relax.
He trying to beat the Cat Williams numbers.
He about to. Because Cat Williams killed 4 people that day? He killed CTH need a Jan 6 score. Listen, we got one. I'm going to keep a tally this year. You know what? Jan 6 tally. We're going to keep a tally this year. Because every time I can, I'm bringing it up. 1. All right. Monique about the light. Oh, absolutely. Listen, I want the Monique interview to be like 5 hours. I want to come back to it like it's a mini series on ABC. I want to be like, all right, I'm going to watch an hour and a half today, an hour and a half on Tuesday. We're going to treat it like Roots. Or splitting a medium popcorn and a box of candy between a family of 4. Listen, Jay Living, y'all had popcorn. We didn't have anything. I would have loved to split some popcorn with a family of 4. Just a big handful of popcorn and eat it You remember when you was broke and you had to eat shit slow, so you would just like nibble on the corners of it? I'd enjoyed the movie.
You never snuck food in?
No, so when I got older, like when I could start going to the theaters myself, yeah. But when I was with my mom's, nah, my mom was it was weird because like she broke all types of rules. We used to change tags in the clothing store, and if if it was like a clearance item on a grocery store, she would peel it off and put it on the one that wasn't. She would do all that, but apparently if we went to the theaters, we had to go in straight up for some reason.
My homie's mom took us to the movie store a couple times, and one time she brought gumbo.
Yeah.
She passing bowls around everything.
It's good. I'd have kicked you out because first of all, I'd have been pissed off. I was already hungry with popcorn. You're not gonna have it smelling like gumbo. Marvin is 85. Just because I like Raisinets, don't do that. Don't do that. I couldn't handle 5 hours. That was the one time a year we went to the movie. Oh yeah, see, that one time a year though. But you had to own it. At least, again, I understand the struggle, but I'd enjoyed that medium popcorn like a mug. We used to smuggle. Yeah, see, I guess I'm saying. Like, that's the question. How y'all sneak gumbo in? Like, what did she do? Like, how big?
She would have Tupperware. She would have a big ass purse.
Oh.
Come in that thing.
I'm gonna say she must have some big titties. Just hold on, baby.
She was a big woman.
What
She was a big woman.
She had to be if her thought is, I'm going to the movies. We need some gumbo. She's definitely a bigger woman.
Bro, some of the best movie I've ever watched.
I'd have been asleep. I wouldn't even finish the movie. Just, oh damn, it's over. My one time a year wasted. Son of a bitch. Anyway, anything else? Any conversations y'all want to have? I think we about to get out of here. Honestly. Yep. Guys, thank you again for banging with another episode of. Wait.
Did you hear about the? Oh yeah, we kind of talked about it. Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna say this Texas Civil War, but that's the MAGA stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our time this week at Comedy Trap House News. Thanks for banging with us again. Again, like, share, subscribe. Also, don't forget, you can use that super chat. It worked, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it's raining out here. You know, I might be cold. Some hot chocolate might do us some justice. It might be a leak over here. We need another bucket. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. You never.